Um, here's here's chapter 18 of Survivor entitled Plush. She sat down on his plush white leather sofa, and he brought her a drink. I could get used to this, she said, smiling. It was the most beautiful, elegant home she had ever visited. It was like something out of Country Life magazine. There was a white Steinway in the corner with photos placed proudly on top. It was then that she made a decision. This was a life she had always dreamt of, and she was willing to have an affair with him if it needs be. He came back and told her his life story, how his beloved wife had died from cancer after 3 years of suffering. He told her that he had been heartbroken. He told her he had got used to living alone, but he missed a woman's company. He wasn't a typical bloke. He wasn't interested in football or drinking or smoking. He loved classical music and the theatre. She told him of her old life and how she sank into the bottle, and about how violent and abusive her old boyfriends were. He put his arm around her, and it was hard for her not to cry. For once, she felt like she wasn't being seduced or manipulated. He was being fatherly to her, and she felt her heart soften, but only for him. He went over to the piano and it was like being with Richard Clayderman, she thought, and she allowed herself a smile. She'd never met anyone like him in her life. He showed her around the rest of the house. He had an extensive library and study and even a gym. It was so beautiful that she wasn't sure if she wanted to go outside again. She didn't know how to broach the subject of staying over, but she didn't have to. He said she could stay as long as she liked. She didn't feel obliged to sleep with him. They were friends first. He picked up a remote and pressed a button. Instantly, a screen came down and a film filled the room. It was instant cinema. She felt like she was in the Batcave with Bruce Wayne. He told her not to worry, he had no intention of making a play on her. After the movie, he showed her the bedroom. There was a lovely double bed, and the room was tasteful with thick white carpets and thick burgundy curtains. She lay on the bed and stared at the ceiling. So far, so good, she thought. Everything was going well, and she had no intention of biting the hand that fed her. He was a good man, and she would treat him with the respect he deserved. That night she slept better than she'd ever done. It was like being on a bed of marshmallows.